everyone, it's Gwen from Rustic Diva Design, and I'm back with part 2 of the tutorial for the Easy 6x6 mini album. So in the first tutorial, we decorated the inside front cover, the inside back cover of our album, and we made our pages. So we have 4 pages. Double-sided, so front and back, and we got those all decorated in the first tutorial, and now we're going to glue our pages to the spine. So to do that, I make sure I have all my pages in order, so just double checking here to make sure that they're going in the order that we gotta glue them into the book. So we're gonna start with the first page, page 1 and 2, which is this one that we decorated on camera. And to start the process, we need to figure out where to start gluing down the first page in our album. So I already covered my inside spine. This is a 2-inch spine, and I measured. When you measure, now this is 4 pages with a 2-inch spine, and in this method, this is how this is going to work. So I measured from the outside of the white mat here and about 1/4 inch in. So you just put your ruler all the way to the edge of your white mat, and it's about 1/4 inch. Can you see my pencil line? There we go. So that's my guide, and we only need 1 pencil line to start with, because all of our pages are going to butt up next to each other once we glue them down, and you'll see that as we go here. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Let's get our pages glued in. So I'm going to take this, and remember now, this is your hinge. There's no mitering at all of these edges, because they're just going to lay in here like in your album spine, as just like so. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue to my spine. And the first page, I have to admit, because I've only done this method a couple of times, I get nervous. I don't know about you guys, if you get nervous when you make something, because you know this is glue, and whew, if we screw it up. So turn your album however you need to. I'm going to just get mine here and try to keep it in camera for you so that you can see how this goes. So here's my pencil line, and I'm just centering top to bottom. I'm eyeballing it. So if you want to measure with your ruler, you can do that. I'm again an eyeballer, so I'm just going to get this situated on here and straighten it out and move top to bottom if I have to. And then before I press it down really well, I can see I want to move this over just a smidge. Before I press it down really well, I want to just lay the page down. Whoa, come on now. Welcome to my channel where things don't always go correctly. Okay, so back to here. I'm just lining this up, and I'm trying to keep it in camera and see what I'm doing at the same time. So that makes it a little harder. So lay your page down and make sure it's just straight in your book where you want it, and I want to move mine up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, see, I picked that up, but I want a little bit more glue because I took too long. And I'm going to do this again so that my page is going to stay put, okay? So back to where I was. And I just needed to move it towards the top a little bit more, but my glue was not cooperating with me. Okay, so there's my pencil line. And top to bottom. And you know what? Things don't have to be 100% perfect either. So I just want a little bit of my pattern paper showing, and that's what the pencil line was for. So then making sure the page is straight in your book, which, does that look straight? Come on guys, say it looks straight. And then, let's see here. We're gonna glue this down for good, for good. There we go, pressing it down, it's in there. So now, just to make sure you get a good bond with your glue, and again, I apologize for my wiggly table. I'm gonna give that a good burnish, and then again in the inside, so it's really stuck in there. And a little bit of glue is coming out, and that's okay. We'll just wipe that off. Whoops, here, I'm sorry. Can you see? There, we're at the bottom. So I'm just burnishing this top to bottom, making sure everything is glued down very well. Okay, and I have glue coming out the bottom here, which is fine. Okay, we have page 1 and 2. So page 1 and 2 are glued in. The next page, the second page set, I should say, is this one that we decorated. So now our hinge is going to butt up right against this first hinge here. So we're going to line it up just like that, and we're going to glue it down, making sure it's straight in the book and then centered top to bottom with your other page. And that's all we need to do. So no more lines. We're just using this first hinge as our guide. So let's do the second one. And it gets easier once you get the first page in. It's not as nerve-wracking. Okay, make sure it's the right way. And then just adding that page right next to the first one, like so. Matching up your fold and against that first hinge, making sure everything looks straight as it can get, and then press it down. We got our little belly band here to work around, but we're going to open this page and get to that hinge so we can. Is my head in the way? Did I get my head in the way? If I did, I'm sorry. So just giving that a good burnish. Okay, making sure it's stuck good. Okay, next we have our third set, and again we're going to glue this hinge. Oh, we got our little flap on the other side. This hinge is going right up against the last one, like so. Get some glue on there. And then I'm going to hold this flap down as best I can while I maneuver this page in here. Get this lined up against that second page and fold it back or down just so I can see where it's lining up. And so you might have to move it around a little, making sure everything is straight. Now, because we have that little flap in there on the other side, we're going to have to give it a good press when we glue it down. So I'm just pushing this down with my fingers first and hold it. If you need to hold it so that it sticks good for you. Because we have that flap on the other side. And then let's open it and burnish really well, getting that glue all spread out. Now you are looking at this, if you're new to my channel and you're looking at this and saying, oh, how are you going to do that last page? Oh, there's a trick. Because I thought the same thing when I first made this. I thought I messed up, but you didn't. You didn't. Because once you get to your last page, so this page looks like this because it mirrors. This hinge is going to be glued on top of the last hinge, okay? So instead of folding your hinge back like we did with the first three, this hinge, the last one, is going to be folded forward, and we're going to glue it on this side here, and we're going to glue it down right on top of that last hinge that we glued for page 3. Does that make sense? Okay, so this hinge is gonna be glued right on top of this one, no butting. Okay, so just like this. All right, so I'm just gonna add some glue. And then lining things up, I'm going to hold that flap, just lining it right up there and at the bottom, and looking to see what we have going on. I just need to maneuver a little bit, making sure it's straight in my book. I think so. I think so. Okay, and then press that down. Give it a good burnish and get all that glue spread around in there, and get your bone folder in here however you can do that, and glue that down really well. We want our pages to stay in our book forever and ever. Okay, so I know this is tedious, but again, making sure we're getting a good bond with the glue, that's important. So a little bit down at the bottom, I just need to wipe off. That's it. Get it. So now we have a little peek of our mat for our spine at the top and the bottom. And then here's your little peak. And now what I like to do is just not, you know, try to force anything until this is dried really well. So we're gonna leave it sit and dry nice. So if you go like this and look, you have, you know, your little peak of your pattern paper here and on this side, okay? And there we have it. Your pages are glued in. 4 pages. No hinge mechanism where you have to maneuver the page onto the hinge. We're just gluing it to our spine. Okay, and that's it. I am going to finish our album. I'm going to add some of the cut aparts to keep these pockets closed, like I mentioned in the first tutorial. Finish decorating, and of course, I'm going to decorate the cover, and then I'll do a walkthrough video when all that's finished. Okay, so short and sweet, just gluing in the pages this time for part 2. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do for more tutorials and crafty projects. And thank you for watching.